Clickbait, do you really want to see me crying? Okay, I'm not crying, but I'm a bit desperate because I got this frame from a client and he wants me to close some holes on this frame. I removed some rivets and I have to close these holes, also the holes for the derailleur and the derailleur cable. And in 90% of the cases that's absolutely no problem because you can reach these holes through the bottom bracket, through the inside of the bottom bracket, but not on this frame. This frame is a little S. The wordless hole and S, that's what this frame is, because the C-tube is closed in this position and you can't reach this hole. And that's really a problem because I have to close it from inside with a patch, not from outside, because that looks shitty and I like to apply a high quality paint job. And my wish is that this area looks nice, so I have to close it from inside, but that's not possible because I can't reach it. The C-tube's closed and here, that made me cry in the morning and I had to think about it, but now I have a solution and I like to show you what I came up with and how I will close this little hole very easy with a little construction. And that's what I made, my little paint stand and a little rod, and I like to show you how it works, so come on. To close this hole from inside we need exactly two things. The first thing is a carbon patch and the second thing is pressure. Carbon manufacturers use tubes like balloons inside these carbon forms which are blown up with air to produce pressure, or sometimes they use silicone forms inside the frames, and when these frames inside the carbon forms are put in the oven, the silicone expands by heat and produces pressure inside the carbon frames. But these are all things we couldn't use, so we have to find another solution, and what I came up with is a simple steel rod in the length of the C-tube, and at the end of the steel rod I glued on a little steel plate, and on the steel plate I glued on a piece of styrofoam which is flexible, and I need this flex to create the inside form, the inside shape of the C-tube, because it's not 100% round, it's a bit curved, and to produce this curve I use the flex of the styrofoam. And all I have to do is I have to put on the frame onto the steel rod, and to produce pressure I use a simple trick. I use gravity, because the frame has a weight and this weight forces the frame down by gravity, and I use the weight of the frame to produce the pressure I need to glue on my little patch. And what I have to do is simple. I have to put on the frame. I mark the stripe on the steel rod which marks the length of the C-tube, so I can place my patch exactly in the area I like where the hole is. I have to let the frame go and that's it. So I like to glue on this little patch so you understand how my construction works. Let's go. To create the patch we need some things. We need silicone tape, some cotton pads, 2-component resin, also the carbon fiber, a unidirectional carbon fiber. It looks woven, but the main strings are unidirectional, and that's what I use to close these holes. Also a pair of scissors, a knife, and I prepared something. I prepared 2 little patches. I will use 2 of them, and also the resin. And I will start with the silicone tape, and I will stick it onto my little patch to save the styrofoam, so the carbon fiber won't stick on the styrofoam. Now I can place the first layer of the carbon fiber. I have to mix the resin, and the ratio is 1:1. 1 part of resin and 1 part of hardener. And it's very fast. I have only 5 to 10 minutes delay, so I have to be fast. I will apply the resin. And I will apply also A second layer, and that's enough to close such a small hole. If you have a bigger hole or cracks, you have to check the layers of the carbon fiber and how many layers your frame has and how many layers you have to apply to repair cracks or damages. For a small hole, 2 layers are enough. And you don't need much resin, it leaks through the fibers. That's enough. And now we can put on the frame. Put the frame onto this position. That's the length of the seat tube from the hole to the top of the seat tube. So I know where my hole is. And I can place the patch exactly where I need it. I have to fix the frame with some tape so it can't slip off. And that's it. Now I have to wait 15 to 20 minutes and the job is done. When you have applied too much resin, it will leak through the hole and you have to remove this resin, and such a cotton pad is very useful to do that. And you have to remove all the resin because it's not supposed as a filler, it's only supposed as a glue. So remove all the resin which leaks through the hole, and when you have done that, you can make yourself a coffee, drink a coffee or do whatever you like. Come back in 15 minutes and the job is done. Back from the coffee shop, so let's check if the carbon hole is fixed. And it's done, but that was only the first strike. Now I have to find a solution how I can close these holes as well, but that's my job for tomorrow. And if you want to know which material I used, check the video description. I'll link you some of my material underneath the video in the description. Check also my other carbon repair videos if you're interested in carbon repair. Thanks for watching and see you.